Send the word.
Point Gardner.
So look, she gonna be mad as hell when she see this shit with a bit. I said, yeah, I'm keeping this shit because my school colors is royal and blue. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I was like, nah, man. Yeah, he sent it, man, but I don't think it fits you, man. So yeah, we gonna have to. I'm gonna have to come up with another scenario for that one for real. Nah, but what's up, man? How you doing, man?
Right, bro. I'm all right, man. How
Shit,
you?
so I'm gonna let you introduce yourself because you know more about yourself than I do. So just go ahead and introduce yourself.
C-Gutta, man. That's where everybody know me by, man. Everybody, you know, my governor is C. You know, everybody by Gutta, you know.
Yeah. So what's up, man? Like real quick, you know, we met on a Clubhouse through Sam and Lil C's, and ever since that, man, I knew of you anyway, you know, through big music and everything, but I just been following you ever since that meeting, man, because you know you speak of highly knowledge on all subjects when it comes to young black men. And then like I was telling you earlier, you know, I chimed in on one of the Clubhouse meetings and y'all was talking about how the OGs back in the day didn't really teach the young kids about credit, right? And that shit hit home like crazy because I didn't have nobody to teach me nothing about credit. You know, every time I see you on Clubhouse, I try to chime in so I can, you know, get them gems and diamonds from that knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they didn't really know. So it was a situation where, you know, you can't teach nothing that you don't know. And, you know, like I said when we was on Clubhouse, that was by design.
Right.
You know, that was by design. They ain't, you know, these people ain't want us to have that strength, that economic strength. They always want us to rely on them.
Right. And then I think it's hold on, man. No, you got to talk about the clothing line, man. You know what I'm saying? So people who don't know about it, they know that what we got on, and you know where they can, you know, go and copy that. Because like I said, the other day when I posted my video, man, not only the material feel good as shit, man, it's comfortable, man. You know what I mean?
You know, I try to because I like dressing. So I try to, you know, present something, the materials and everything that everybody will feel comfortable in. I'm like a swimsuit dude, bro. You know, I'll wear them 7 days a week. If I go to a funeral and them shits. You know what I mean? That's just how I just like being comfortable. But the name of the line is Balogun. It's a Yoruba word for father at war. Or basically in our vernacular general. Okay. You know, and you know, I just want to present, you know, African inspired shit that give our men, you know, that confidence, that natural confidence that we already have, but through an African centered point of view. You know what I mean?
Right.
Put on, you know, Gucci and Versace and all that, like. You know, I would like them to wear something that represents them for the most part.
And not only a black-owned company at that too, but you support black-owned. Like I put the hashtag and I said support who supports, you know, you. And I stick that to the firm because, you know, man, when I reached out to you reached back and you was like, you know, you gave me the pointers on what I need to do, man. I just felt like that was genuine love. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could have took your time and did something else with it, but you reached back and, you know, let me know what was up. And I appreciate that, man. That motivated me to just even, you know, do stuff like all this setup. And, you know what I'm saying? I had to just get my shit right because you're like, hey, this is what you got to do. You know, you got to start somewhere. And I just
Yeah.
felt like that was the motivation.
Hey, like actually, like to be honest, like every step of the way, I had motivation from somebody else. Balogun, that's my actual name. That's my government name. So
Okay.
um, when I was in the feds, and I was getting some ink done, and I was just looking for something, to represent, because I had a spot on my abdomen that I was getting done.
All right.
I had four of the Orisha. The Orisha are the basically the spirits in Yoruba, in the Yoruba religion, Ifa. So these are the warriors: Eshu, Shango, Ogun, Oshosi. These are four of the warriors that I had tattooed on my abdomen. And it was a space left. So I was thinking of something to put the space in. So I came out there, I was like, man, let me find an African shield, the spear. I just wanted, to represent the name.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I got an idea. I'm gonna put my name there, you know what I mean? And just figure out like a crest. More like a family crest. That's what I was thinking of. And I drew it because I could draw a little bit. I'm not no real artist, but
Right.
I can give you a rendition of what I wanted. So I drew it up, and the dude tattooed it. When he was tattooing it, my homeboy that I always talked to and we always built with, he would be in my cell. I would be in his cell, would be chopping it, and I was talking about, yo, man, I might do a clothing line. This probably was like 5 or 6 years before I finally got released.
Right.
No, maybe more like 6 or 7 before I finally got released. But I had already been talking about it and thinking about it because another guy gave me the idea when I was working in Unicor. Unicor is the factory that makes a lot of the stuff for the U.S. government, like the Army and stuff. So I made Army jackets and shorts for their jogging, and all of that. So when I was in there talking to another brother, he was like, man, you always doing this, and you be hooking up your little uniform to make it fit the way you want to fit it, like you tailoring up your stuff, and then you'll tell up other dudes' stuff. And you always talking about clothes and shit like that. Why you don't open the clothing? Once you come up with a clothing, I was like, man, you dead right. I gotta think of a name. So I'm into my studies hard at the time, So I'm like, all right, I gotta come up with a name. Why not make it my name?
Right.
And my name has a meaning. My mother always told me it had a meaning. So, like I said, I'm getting inspiration from individuals down the line, like each step of the way. He basically inspired me to be like, yeah, you talk about clothes all the time, and we'll talk about fashion half the day outside of talking about something else. Outside of when you're talking serious stuff, you're talking about fashion most of the time, fashion or sports.
Right.
And I work out a lot. So that's how I thought about the athletic wear first. So each step of the way, when I was getting the tattoo, my man SG was like, yo, that's your logo. He's like, yo, bro, that's your logo. I'm telling you, that's your logo.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of different from how I had it tattooed on me, like the lettering and all that, and a little different shape of the shield in order to make it different from others, that might have the shield. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I just, me knowing that Africans were first people that invented swords, I put the sword. You know what I mean? Because, for the most part, our understanding of swords, you thinking either Asians or Europeans.
Right.
And the origins of the sword is actually in Africa. So I put that there as a reminder, you know what I mean? And then the spear was it's a Zulu short stabbing spear.
Right.
So, you know, I just different aspects of the continent. You know, the name is from West Africa. The Zulu stabbing spear originated in South Africa, and then you have the sword, which started in Northeast Africa. You know what I'm saying? So I just touched on, you know, all parts of the continent, because us in the diaspora can't really say exactly where our ancestry comes from. So
That's
I just tapped into all things, because they correlates anyway. You know what I mean? Because even though we are diverse people, there's so many similarities, you know what I mean, on the continent that, you know, we all interconnected.
right. So I like how you had the definition on it. Then at the end it says a name not to be played with. that's hard. And then actually I spoke to you about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for the underwear, them boxer briefs coming through. You know what I mean? Dip on into it.
You know, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up a GoFundMe on my YouTube page, and I'm really gonna have to start putting up YouTube stuff and explaining the concept of the line. You know, what's basically the proceeds is going for.
Right.
Because if you go from it, it's going to be to help me grow the business and get equipment, well-needed equipment that'll cut the cost, and then you'll be literally getting shit from, you know, all black.
All right.
You'll get, except for, you know, the equipment, the fabric, you might be buying it from someone else, but as far as the manufacturing and all that, you'll be getting it from, you know, directly from you're getting it directly from a black person.
Right. And you had to let me know too, man, because I'm gonna be a part of that. Not saying I'm gonna be a part of your company, but to help out, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna support you 100%.
You know.
And
you should try, because, you know, I've been away. I was going for 16 years. So, you know, I'm catching up, especially with this technology and all of that. I'm kind of like slow on the uptake. I like, if somebody explains it to me, I get it. I grasp it, but, you know, there's certain stuff that's not explained, where a lot of people just assume that I'm supposed to know it.
Right.
You know, I'm like, nah, bro, like, I've really been out the loop.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because like I said, my man just got out in August. He was in there for 26 years. So, you know, when we went to go pick him up, I handed him the phone, and he was just looking at the phone like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't, what I'm supposed to do with this? You know what I mean? So I had to, like every little detail I had to explain to him, and I kind of understood where he's coming from, because, you know, man, he been gone since 90, so he don't know nothing about technology.
He wasn't even out when the first cell phones was out.
I know.
He was out when the first one was out, but that was them big joints.
Yeah.
But the flip phone, he wasn't even around for the flip. See, I was around for the flip phones, but when I got locked up, we wasn't taking pictures on phones and all that shit yet.
Right.
We just had the chirp. That was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
That's two-way pages.
Dang. So like the mindset though, I tried.
Laptop.
What you say, the laptop?
This is like the size of a laptop. You know, I'm exaggerating, but you know, it's crazy how so much the technology changed, man. You know.
But you came to over adapt though, right? You there, you about there. I remember you telling me when you was on the train, you was like, yo, I said, yo, what you doing on the train? He's like, yo, man, you know, I gotta get back to, you know, figure out how to deal with these streets and the driving and stuff. Like, I ain't grasp it yet.
Yeah.
Like, is it hard, or is this something you choose? It's easier for the train.
Yeah. All that's easy. I mean, it's just certain other things. It's me being comfortable around different people, stuff like that. That's more of a challenge than anything. When you're in jail, you're in a controlled environment, and then it's constant tension. So you always position yourself in a place of safety.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So now you really don't have that. You walking around, anybody, it's any and everybody. Now I'm looking around, looking paranoid, looking crazy to other people because
Right.
they're, you see what I'm saying?
You sort of like you're on a high alert.
Yeah, you just adapting in that. You know what I mean? And plus, this is, I ain't went to no doctor to get diagnosed, but
The PTSD though, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
PTSD, that's common sense, bro. If you've
Right.
been through the hood, just period. You know what I mean? Now I'm not even counting the people that actually been out there and was in the streets and doing stuff. I mean, just living in that environment where it's constant, gunplay, sirens and stuff like that. You always on alert and it's natural. And then when you get out of that type of environment, you look strange to everybody else.
Huh.
You know?
That's real shit. Cause like I said, my man's he just got diagnosed with that too, man. And just being in that, like you say, in that environment for 26 years and then getting out and not, when he first got out, picked him up. When I say he spoke to everybody he saw, he spoke to everybody. People nowadays, they're not gonna grasp to that shit. They looking at him like, nigga, who you talking to? Like, so we had to tell him, like, hey man, everybody ain't like that. So, but he still do it because he was used to this. I don't know if he was just, happy to be out.
Common courtesy, bro.
That's what it was.
It's just common courtesy. It's just the shit that we learned as kids. It just been intensified.
Gosh.
Now society has changed where people don't even think about common courtesy. Mine is on, yo, I'm going at this, I'm going to do this, I'm doing that. So any other dude, like, they don't, but see, it's easy for me. It was easy for me because I was a dude that, like, after a while in jail, I was like the grouchy old man. not on no, like, I'm all the way, but I never been a real talkative person for the most part anyway, unless me and a dude have a relationship and we chopping it up. But just hey, what? Nah, I never been an individual anyway, so that was never a problem. Like that thing there wasn't a problem with me because I was never a people person.
So look, real quick, like he was in the state. He was at Red Onion, which is the highest level for security. So how's that level 4 compared to the feds though? The feds is a lot worse than the state level prison? Or is this dealing with time frame? Like what's the difference?
It's kind of hard to say because some state prisons, bro, is like, it's constant. Seeing the state is so compressed. You know what I mean? It's just you and your state. It's a maneuver when you with dudes from different states. Because it's always going to be like, all right, he's not from over here. So you always set the boundary up automatically where it won't be no people won't get misconstrued.
Gotcha.
New York dudes may talk different from a DC dude and a New Orleans dude and an Alabama dude and an LA dude and a Chicago dude. So what you might say, I might take offense to, but you're not meaning no offense. So people put those barriers up and they kind of learn people. So it's easier to maneuver. But when you in the state, it's like a bunch of dudes from where you from.
Okay.
And it's like you seeing more dudes that you actually had a problem with or your man's had a problem with than you do in the feds.
Gotcha.
The feds is basically if your car crashed with another car. You know what I mean? And then how you carry yourself and how you move in it. Because you of course, anywhere you go, it's gonna be a lot of crash dumps that they just can't wait to crash. Or, because they feel they have to prove something to somebody.
All right.
That's state, county, feds, it doesn't matter. But in the feds, that's more contained. Because say you got 30 Alabama dudes and Alabama dude is running wild, they're going to make sure they check it because nobody else want to get in no situation over another nigga.
Gotcha.
Feel me?
Right.
In the state, he don't got nobody that's gonna check. He can just crash because it's only him or whoever he. 9 times out of 10, that's his homies, and it's on some. I'm riding this nigga from the sandbox. I'm riding with. So it don't matter if he's a crash dummy or not. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Easier for that to happen in the state as opposed to the feds.
See, I ain't know that. So, because I was talking to him earlier. His situation, he wasn't getting out at all, man. He had, man, it was so, he had a 3 right through in Virginia, and the judge who appointed that rule, the law, of course, he passed away. So if it wasn't for House Mouse, which is actually Allen Iverson's dad, who reached out to this guy named Paul Taylor, who knew some people on the board and spoke about prison reform, and just brought his case up to him, and they heard it, and he got out. So it's just like, when I look at shit like that, like I just imagine how many other cats in there that don't even get the chance to have the opportunity. You know what I mean? It's just like I praise both of you and him for you had that mindset to stay so strong. You know what I mean? Because you got to have a serious mind to deal with that shit and make it.
See, me, I knew I had a date.
Okay.
I had a date, so it's kind of easier for me because you know once your date is. Now you still have the chance of catching a new charge if you gotta go there. You know what I mean? It's a chance, but you determine that for the most part.
Oh, okay. Gosh.
Jump off. Hey, it is what it is. You can lose your life or something else. You know what I mean? Or any kind of riot, period. You know what I'm saying? You might have a riot against the police. Police gonna be trying to kill you. And then, they always make it seem like, the prisoners is anytime it's a riot against staff, 9 times staff been abusing prisoners for years and years and years, and it just came to a head, and niggas was just like, it's that one nigga that's like, yo, I'm not having this shit no more. And he's a well-liked individual within the prison system. So everybody, once he snaps, it was just like, and it's usually a dude that don't get into nothing, that they abuse, that breaks the camel's back, so to speak.
All right. So look, what did you like? What did you listen to when you was locked up? Like, what's your main? What got you? Because you say you like to work out. So my man, I know he do mad. So many goddamn. He told me to do burpees 1,000 a day and all type of shit. Like, so what did you?
He's still on. I ain't on that level no more.
Nah.
Man, that used to be like a routine jump. You were doing 1,000 a day.
Shit.
That used to be, you might not do it. You might do it 3 days out the week because you're doing other stuff on another day. You know what I mean? But you get like, yeah. And sometimes, and then you depends on where you at. Like we used to be out there in the hot sun in Florida, in Coleman.
Dang.
Slave in the yard. So
like y'all had because like no, he didn't send me certain pictures of like this little tablet he had the music on it, but back then, they ain't had that type of shit. So how did y'all listen to music though? Like what was?
Oh, when I was in the States, straight tapes.
That's what Damn. Okay.
That tapes. And this was, I left the state in 2006. And we were still listening to cassette tapes.
Shit.
New York State.
So
then we was just listening to the radio. And it wasn't until 12, 13 that we got MP3 players. So I was in there probably about 5 years just going off the radio. So whatever played on the radio, wherever we was at, that's what we heard.
All right. So you ever think about moving? You gonna stay in New York?
Yeah, I gotta have something in New York, but I definitely like I told everybody before, like, eventually I definitely want to have some land in Africa. sooner than later. You know, I'm getting old. I'll be 52 this year. So
man, that ain't old, man.
that but you know, I want some land somewhere else in the United States too. I don't know if I want to go back to Mississippi or somewhere else, but I would like to have some land to farm, you know, grow my own food, and you know, hopefully, you know, be able to make a profit off of it too.
Right. And expand your business to the fullest. Like, yeah, man, I'm excited for you, man, because I know you got some things that's popping off, and it's in the promising, man. Like I said, I'm gonna be there to support. Whether if I gotta donate equipment, whatever you need, man, I'll be on it. Hell, I might even be a goddamn a person set up shop here and run it out for you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be your VA connect. You know what I mean? You just let me know, man.
All help is appreciated and wanted.
Right.
You know, anybody that say they can do anything by themselves is either delusional or a liar.
Always got help somewhere, right?
Got to get help from somewhere, bro.
Right.
First of all, the first help is going to be somebody believing it.
Facts.
That's the help right there. He believe in whatever you know, whatever you come up with, somebody believes in you, that's help because he's inspiring. This is help.
Yeah.
I just look at it like this, man. If you know, I can get somebody to buy a t-shirt, hat, hoodie, sweatsuit, every day it'll grow. You know.
Man. Yeah, man. I had told you, like, you know what? We're just gonna chop it up. We're just gonna talk, man. You know, hold up. Now you ain't answer this though. What you listen to now, though? See, that's the thing why I asked the older cast and generation, because me, for say, when we be on Clubhouse and we was up there with Little Season, we was doing the DJ, you know, mix and other. I tend to stay in the 90s hip hop era lane. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I know about new music, but I know I only can relate to those 90s what I grew up on listening to.
So much that I can't even, because there's a lot of music out there, bro.
Right.
I mean, of the new dudes, and you know, and it's so much that sound alike, so that you know, I don't really even get a chance to really like really listen to all of them.
You know what I'm saying? So when you work out, what you listen to?
I got 5 or 6 dudes that sound almost exactly alike. I'm not going to really listen to none of them.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? But if a dude got a distinct sound, then I want to hear what I want to hear what he has to say.
Gotcha.
You know. But you got some young dudes that's out there that's mean, like Lil Baby. Man, that little dude is nice.
Right.
He's Boogie. He's good. Of course, Kendrick. But they kind of like older. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kendrick is new for my age group, but he's kind of like older for the younger dudes.
For the young guys, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? G.O.A.T been out for a while. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of like, they're veterans now.
Mm-hmm.
Young cats to me, like they like literally babies to me, you know what I mean? But because they probably around my daughter age or something like that, maybe.
Right.
You know, but they veterans now. So you got new dudes. Like we got a couple of dudes out of Brooklyn, you know what I mean?
Shit, I got a whole lot of guys. I think like I saw your picture with you had posted a picture with Dave East.
Nah, East, yeah. Nah, but East is a vet too.
Yeah,
like
he's a vet too, right?
East is a vet.
Right.
And cuz is nice. I fuck with, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with, it's a Damu dude. He's from the West Coast. Damn, I forgot this dude's name. He's on the joint, he's on a Dave East joint. Is it Mark? Is it some shit. Start with an M.
Mozzie?
Yeah, Mozzie.
Right.
Yeah, I fuck with dude.
Right.
Yeah, you got a few young dudes that I like because they dudes talk pain too. Like it's not every time that a dude gotta be super lyrical because everybody that I like wasn't always like on a high lyrical plateau, but they shit was so real that you had to, you fucked with them.
Right.
Like Lil Durk. That little, he say so much real shit that, you know what I mean?
People don't think he hilarious.
Yeah, because it sounds more, it's like a sing-songy thing.
Right.
So people don't, I guess people in my era don't respect him as a lyricist, but
I gravitate to him.
Yeah, everybody's style can't be the same, bro.
Right. Yeah. I think I'm the same way too, Gutta. Like I put myself in that category of the vet, just the rhyming and the lyrics and the storytelling ahead of everything else. So when I do listen to somebody, I I like divert the beat out of my head and I listen straight to the lyrics to see what they actually speaking and talking about. And that's what gets me. If I can relate to something you're saying.
Exactly. And it's like, dudes is basically telling dudes their life. It might be different from how Big and Pac and Jay-Z and other dudes said it, but they're giving it to you, bro. So you got to respect it like that. Now, like certain things, is all putting for me when dudes be talking about they smoking on people, homies, and all that. You kind of wow because I
know you're talking about. You're right.
Like this, bro. What do you think they homies is gonna think?
Right. Yeah, we spoke. We had a good old conversation about that. You talking about the
smoking on my homies, somebody gonna be smoking on yours.
Yeah. You talking about the Jeezy John? Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, not this, but these young dudes is really talking about other dudes that they got little issues with. They homeboys getting killed and shit like that. Yeah, that's why so and so, bro. Dudes is not taking that, and that's why we having this little string of dudes getting shot like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they kind of getting reckless, like, bro. I don't care from what you affiliate with. We gotta understand that at the end of the day, bro, we all in this together. We need to have all that energy against the motherfuckers that ran into the Capitol. Them type of motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
Never had. So, but outside of that, bro,
not much.
I fuck with the young dudes. You know what I mean? Because they telling how they came up, man. And then, who am I to say about their lifestyle when I was probably they big homie. And I was doing all the negative shit that they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I could see when they talk about certain shit. I understand because I was that saying like dudes do something about, yeah, we been in the corner. You know what I mean? But we gotta just, get the young homies to get to understand that, like, yo, bro, like we all in the same boat. We doing them a favor.
You so do you like to be called OG? Like considered an OG? Do you like that title? I don't see too many people call you an OG though.
Huh?
I don't see too many people becoming like you an OG on Instagram, stuff like that. Because I feel like, well, the term OG, original gangster, like to me, I say the big OG. You know what I mean? Like you're well known. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have an issue with it. I'm not like I'm not an OG from these. Like these dudes is triple OGs. You know what I mean? Originate like that of they shit. But I understand what they mean. It's like this is a big homie that, you know, he been through his struggles and whatever, and he came out on the other side because he's experienced a lot. You know what I mean? That's how I take it. That's how I take their perception of what an OG is.
And that's a good thing. Hey, look. So remember we was talking about we was on Clubhouse, so we was talking about the education of Sonny Carson.
Mm-hmm.
What you know about that, Gutter, man? Man, when I tell you Wolf is about one of the hardest actors ever in this world, I was reading it where they didn't even script the movie. They just filmed it just straight raw, just like that. No editing, no nothing.
They ain't really no actors. Them niggas
Right.
is like, that's just like you get a bunch of dudes from Watts and just tell them, yo, act like you would act in a given situation.
Yeah, that's my movie, man. That's my shit.
Some dudes from the south side of Chicago do the same thing. That's all it basically was. Dudes was acting how in a given situation, how they would act, because the majority of them dudes is the actual gang members.
Hey, that's sick, man. And then I don't know, man. I just like I said, when we talked the other day about, you know, things in the past in reference to you know, just hip hop and everything that's going on between, you know, this side and this side. And, you know, you are, man, you see it, man. You know, I don't need to say no more. You see it on the wall, right? And then it's just, I don't know. I try to, like, I seen a couple of people saying they was gonna like do a tribute on March 9th, which, you know, we all know the, you know, the story. But why not? I don't know. I just felt like I'd rather celebrate on his actual birthday. Like I want to, like, if I'm gonna do something, I want to do it on his born day.
I mean,
And,
I ain't gonna lie, I do both. You know, March 9th is just commemorating the day my brother got taken. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just, you know, I try to all the good memories. You know what I mean? It's just a day of memories.
Right.
All the good times, like when he wasn't as big as he was. He was just Fat Chris. You know what I mean? Standing in front of his stoop, just me, him, and rest in peace, and Cheap, just playing dude's music that we liked at the time, which was KRS-One, Cool G Rap, Rakim, and Big Daddy Kane. You know what I mean? And we just playing that and had a little fucking recorder, and all us would do a verse. Pat, you know what I'm saying? Just joking, doing shit like that. Us sitting in the game room joking and just snapping on each other and shit like that. You know, that's what I do.
Yeah, see, that's what I was listening to C's when he was live and he was talking about it. And he said, you know, every documentary that comes out, you know, they all have a different take, right? So when I see stuff like that, and then I think about you, C's and Cameron, I'll be like, yo, but they know if this documentary is telling the truth and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he was basically talking about like really before he got signed. Like
okay.
Wallace, like when he was hustling, when he went to public school, when he went to junior high school, before he got signed, he was, you know, when he was running around and we was just doing all type of shit, you know, before he actually, I think it's before he actually got signed. I don't know if or before he actually got big, so to speak.
Okay.
You know, he had signed to Uptown Records in '92. I mean, and then when Puff left, he left. You know, so it's just, so it was like it was a while in between him, everybody knowing who Big was when he was just out there. And, you know, I was at the time I was in jail. Rock was in jail. Big was out there with the little niggas. know what I'm saying, C's and Nino and all of them, and you know, still he on the rap shit, but he still got to pay bills. He got a daughter on the way. So this is a time when I wasn't there, so I can't speak on that time. But you know, I'm basically speaking on, you know, when we met. You know what I'm saying? When I first came back to New York. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just how I bond grew. So where, you know, the whole like 8 weeks, everybody in the neighborhood was like, yo, that's, you know, that's his cousin. Because of course I wasn't born and raised in that neighborhood.
Right.
You know, when I came and I wasn't really hanging in my neighborhood at the time. I was hanging around where my grandmother used to live, you know, in Crown Heights, because that's the area I knew more while I was living in Mississippi as opposed to Willie Move.
Gotcha.
It was, you know, once we did that, and then, you know, shit, it's me, him, Cheek, O, then Rock, and, you know, just a formulation of all our associates, like everybody on our team that end up coming together. Like, you know, Kim is up the block on St. James.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the next St. James. Like Big lived on St. James between Fulton and Gates. I lived on St. James between Gates and Green. Kim lived on, basically turned to Hall Street. She lived in St. James Towers. You know what I'm saying? That's what we call them. I don't even know if that's actually the name of the building, but that's what everybody in the hood called them, St. James Towers. But she lived in those buildings, and you know, C's lived on St. James between Fulton and Lefferts. Nee lived on St. James between Lefferts and Atlanta. Like, damn, their whole Junior Mafia is from St. James place. So we all, you know, came up, but, you know, me and Big experience was before the formation of everything else.
Right.
And him and Cheek and O, basically, we was the nucleus, we was the genesis of, you know, everything. We, like, when we came together, it all started literally in 1988. I mean, as far as the full maturation of everybody being involved. You know what I mean? You know, me and Big was hanging out with my daughter's mother's cousin named Fat Eric. That's how I got introduced to Big. When I moved on the block, Fat Eric came up to me, spoke. Yo, you know, he was the first dude that was friendly in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? And then, you know, people gotta understand in Brooklyn, especially around that time, like it wasn't too much friendly encounters.
Right.
Just people don't know each other. I move on the block. It's basically, when you move on a new block, you basically the outside. But that's basically anyway.
Right.
You know, so you know, we got cool, and then I got introduced to Big, because Big used to come and hang out where Eric's mother used to work at this laundromat, and we used to play video games. That's how we bonded. Me and Ope started playing basketball later on together. That's how we bonded. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Chico actually knew Big before me, but none of them really hung out together. And then in '88, that's when we all just became thick as thieves.
Right.
He lived across the street from Big, and then, you know, me coming and start hanging on Big block, we start going on Fulton Street. That's how we start hustling. That's the first time we ever put crack in our hand. You know, like before that, we would like get dummies. We would get soap, and we want to buy weed, or we would put some soap in the capsule, sell it to a crackhead. We sell 4 of them shits, go get some weed, some food, and go do whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
See, I was already like by that time I was already robbing. Before 88, I was already, doing robberies and stuff like that. So I was kind of like, I wouldn't say big brother, but like, because I was older than every, like I'm a year older than Cheek, 3 years older than O and Big, rest in peace. But I was the eldest, so as far as, how can I say it? As far as when it comes to security,
Gotcha.
like if I'm gonna be the first one to say something if it's any type of dispute with somebody else, but me and Cheek was the smallest. O was tall. O was like 6'2". Him and Big was tall, but O was skinny. He had asthma too. But and that's another thing. Like him and Big had asthma, so I definitely felt overprotected. It's like, cause somebody gonna try to fight and they got asthma. No, we're not doing that.
Right.
So that's how it basically formed. And then Cheek was going to school with Rock, so that's how we got introduced to Rock and my man Hal, and it just started broadening. And then C's and all them, that was our little dudes that we used to be chasing off the block because we was trying to hustle, and they come on the block making a bunch of noise. So but that's how the bond. And Kim used to hang out with C's older sister. So it all just, and once I went away, once I went to jail, once me and Rock went in jail, that's how the bond with him and the younger dudes grew stronger.
Gotcha.
He basically got Cheek. My man O passed away in 92. This is like right after Big basically got the unsigned hype and all that shit. He died like a few months later. And I had just got upstate. For this joint, they interviewed me, C's, Rock. I'm not sure about any. I'm quite sure two of his public that went to public school from Mike and Hubert. That was Big's friends before us.
Okay.
Those his childhood friends before us, Mike and Hubert. You know what I'm saying? They went to public. They went to not even public. They went to St. Peter Clay was with him. They went to Catholic school with him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how you just, all right, I'm doing something else. Y'all not involved in this at the time that Big was involved. You got to remember, Big was what? 15 when he started selling crack. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, him, Mike, and Hubert was 15 years old. So at the time, they weren't in that realm yet. You know what I mean? If ever. I don't know. Yeah, Mike been up north. You know what I'm saying? But Mike did time, and they end up getting street shit. But at the time, they weren't on that level. And then plus, with my personality, because I had a real volatile personality at the time. You know what I'm saying? When we was young, like my temper was crazy quick. Boom, boom. So I guess I never had a quick temper towards them. You know what I mean? There wasn't no situation where me and Hubert and me and Mike got into no situation. It was just, I guess they saw like, yo, Big fucking with niggas that be wild. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, let me kind of always come and hang out, but it was like always like, when I come down here, I'm seeing crack, guns, dudes getting beat up, jump, So it was like, I don't think they was ready to be in that environment at the time. But like I said, later on, they did end up, venturing out and doing little street shit and stuff like that. But at that particular time when we start all coming together, it was like they shied away some.
Gosh.
But they always came through, and we agree, because it's like this. It's strange that, like, we was never like anti anybody else if they cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, this is like, especially me. I was like, yo, they was his friends before he was, you know what I'm saying? Even though we had a bond where he said, yo, this is my cousin, you know, he's the godfather of my daughter. You know what I mean? But, you know, Hubert and Mike was still Hubert and Mike. Basically in everybody's eyes. Even though they might not, like, we would steer them away from doing certain shit with us at the time. Like, yo, man, nah, Hubert, we about to go do something, man. You know, Mike, we about to do something, boo, 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 because of the love we have for Big. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want this, you know, I don't want him to get in trouble because of you. You know what I'm saying? And really because you're following me for the most part, because I was the oldest. So dudes kind of like, if I like, yo, let's go do this. Dudes like, all right, fuck it, come on. You know what I mean? And I was like on some bullshit. So really, you know what I mean? Even though like Big had his little moments, like I said, you know, we was young, bro.
So let me ask you this. Did nobody ever approach you be like, hey, you trying to do this hip hop untold stories? Did nobody ever approach you like that and be like, hey, you got, because I know you got mad stories to tell, but I feel like people will come up to you just to get that information from you and just use it like for their own shit.
Yeah and no. Like I had asked me, but it hasn't been. And I ain't even gonna say it hasn't been to the level I take them serious. I take the dudes that tell me serious, but you like show me.
Yes. So what's up, man? You gonna write a book? About ever writing a biography?
If anything, I would write like a memoir of just, because like I said, man, like I told y'all, man, like I basically was born a revolutionary. I got an African name. I was born in 1969. My mother was involved with the movement. You know what I mean? We was living. I wasn't born in Brooklyn. I was born in Manhattan. We lived on the Lower East Side, and we moved down south. You know, even though we always had family, my grandmother lived in Manhattan. I mean, in Brooklyn, we always had those ties. But I'm saying, you know, this is where I came up. Shit surprised me a couple of years ago. My older sister, rest in peace, when she told me Bobby Seale used to come to our house on 3rd Street. So when she told me that, this is why I'm understanding some of the shit that my moms would have in the crib. Like I grew up, we had the Anarchist Cookbook. Now, if you ask anybody from, especially from that era, about the Anarchist Cookbook, it's like that's the shit they got. Teach you how to make pipe bombs in there. You got all the guns. You like make a Garrett, all that. You know what I mean? So that gave me an understanding of where, you know, where my mom's is at mentally. You know what I mean? And why, you know, she instilled certain things.
I told my wife, like when I called you, we was out, matter of fact, me and my wife was out to eat, and that's when you called back. I left, I ran outside, like, yo, I gotta take this call, you know, whatever. And I explained it to her, like, and she know how big I am on hip hop, and she definitely know about how I'm big on, you know, on big, because so that I can tell the story. You know, I remember going to my mom's room, stealing her purse underneath her bed, and taking $1.60 out of her purse to get on the bus to go get the tape at the mall. You know what I mean? So it's just like just so much history, man. This for me to even
also it's like 2 states that Big was in, like it seemed like every week. Virginia and North Carolina.
I know, right?
Like I don't think it's a town in Virginia that don't got even a little hole in the wall that Big ain't performing. Like Virginia, North Carolina, you know, and this is even after like I remember, like when I came home, Big was already 2.5 million in on Ready to Die, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know that's when he was easily getting 10 bands a show, well 20 bands a show through management and all that. But he would go out there and fuck with the dudes that was hustling. Boom, and I got 10 bands for you.
Hmm.
Boom, we going to rock out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got 5 more for Junior Mafia. All right, bet. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it like, and that's why those 2 states always had that big imprint, because it's like no matter, like it's nowhere I went in Virginia and North Carolina where like people were so inviting to bed. It was like they seen him so much. This like, yo, this my man from up the block. Oh, Biggie down here. Oh, everybody come out. You know, motherfuckers, it's so crazy, bro. Like he may do a show in one place in Virginia and then another show the next night. And damn near the same motherfuckers in the first joint is at the second joint. Might be a 2-hour trip in Virginia. So, you know, we definitely had, you know, them 2 states right there. And not saying that, you know, because Big had love. Like, and there's always going to be some haters, you know, he's always, and that's why I understand. Why would you pay to come see a show, the board?
Right.
That's crazy to me. But, you know, it's odd that means you really love him.
Yep. Deep down, you really love him. Yep.
Because you just, yo, I'm going to go support him just so I can boo him. And then end up getting the crowd, end up jumping him or some shit like that. Almost every time, bro. It damn near never failed. And I mean damn near every. It happened in Atlanta. It happened in was it Chicago or Detroit? Yeah, it was Detroit. Like dudes hated, and the dudes that was in there was like, man, nigga, boom, 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 they get jumped. You know what I mean? And it's crazy.
You got so many, man. I know you got so many stories, man. But we gonna yeah, I'm gonna let you hold on to that, man. You need to go and get that publishing deal. Tell your own story. I mean, not just a big story, but from your own point of view. That's what you need to try to do, man. Hopefully somebody, you know what I'm saying, they don't try to fabricate this shit and twist it, but nah, that's something you got a lot. And just like I was listening to Lil C's come out with a documentary. So I know he got a lot, you know, to say too. So y'all to me, y'all like hip hop royalty guys to me, man. I look up to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just mad respect. And like I said, me even talking to you, I feel like I'm a part of hip hop history. Especially when I saw the Ulysses. Man, it's a good thing, man. I just appreciate it, man. And not to mention the guidance that I get from you know what I'm saying, of how to move forward in life and what you got to do. So, and like I said, I'm 45, and you know, so I was in the Army for 23 years. So I'm trying to, it's like living my life now. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was, you know, in the Army 23 years, I couldn't really do shit. I wasn't free. Now that I'm free, you know, it's like,
US Army.
huh?
Belong to the U.S. Army.
Right. So I mean, you probably made some of my shit, my big shit. You know what I mean? So
that's a fact.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
I retired 2018.
Oh yeah. No, I definitely made some side pockets on y'all BDU. That's a fact. Side pockets. I made some running shorts for y'all in motherfucking 2008.
Yeah, I was in. Yeah.
Yeah. The little black and yellow joints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it made the black and yellow jackets for y'all in 2014 when I was in.
You know, it's funny. I got that shit in my closet right now.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
With the yellow V.
Yeah.
Nah, facts. Yeah, that's probably one of my signature joints.
Oh shit! I ain't gonna get rid of it now. Now I know that.
You probably got a special in there.
I know, right? Yeah. Now, hey, I'm definitely gonna keep it now. Even though, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Like, this stuff you just can't take for granted, man. Like I said, I appreciation of you coming through, chopping it up with me.
Anytime, bro.
Let me tell you something good. I looked at all your other interviews. I like, yo, I ain't trying to be like everybody else. I'm trying to go another route. And I don't think too many people talked about your clothing, like, because it's still fairly new, but it was like I wanted to focus more on that. And yeah, you gotta see the flyer, man. When I seen the flyer, man, you're gonna see the flyer I made, man. It's pretty cool.
Check my clothing line page on Balogun Clothing at Balogun Clothing, or they can go on the website balogunclothing.com.
And Instagram. Follow them on Instagram too.
That's the at Balogun Clothing. You're gonna see the logo, the same logo you got on your
Yep.
Balogunclothing.com. That's the website. BALOGUN clothing.com.
Yeah. And look out for that Twitch, because I'm gonna make sure you set up a Twitch page so you can start, you know, getting that monetizing stuff. You know what I mean? So get you right on that. All right, G.O.A.T. I appreciate it, man. I didn't think it's gonna take this long, but hey, when you chopping it up, man, hey, it's all about you feeling it. I need to come out there too, man. I need to come visit. Like, I had to come visit New York, man. I just want to come out there and just relax one weekend. So,
man, I mean, shit is getting gradually opening more, and they opening up Barclays only at 10% capacity, but at least it's open. So that means if things keep going good, things can open up more. We could have more enjoyable weekends like New York's supposed to.
Bet. Because my my dad and my sister stay on in the Bronx on Prospect Ave. Okay. So, if I shoot out there, I'm definitely gonna hit you up and come chill with you, man. When everything clear up a little bit. Word.
Come to the hood, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's most definitely. I want to do that. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Go through all the little spots, you know what I mean?
Bet.
Show you around.
Appreciate the love, man.
I'll
chop it up with you, man. Hit you up.
All right.
Don't forget about me, man.
You already know, bro.
All right. So let me tell y'all something. The what y'all just witnessed right there was hip hop royalty. All right. When I reached out together, I told him I want to talk to him and chop it up. And I didn't want to more so do the interview on Big because I wanted to focus more on his clothing line, his upbringing. And that's what it's all about. Like, I could have ran with the big questions 24. I mean, I got so many questions I could have asked Gutter, but it wasn't about, speaking upon Big. I just wanted to reach out to him, chop it up, and talk. And the genuine respect that I have for him. And like I say, I feel like I'm part of hip hop royalty now because I'm speaking to the man who is beside the man, the greatest of all time in my eyes, as y'all can see. And I just appreciate the love, man. And to make sure y'all again go to the clothing line, cop that clothing. Authentic, feels good, great. Check them out on Instagram, Real Mafia Gutter. The clothing line is also on Instagram. And then, like I said, stay tuned because I'm gonna make sure he got the Twitch set up so he can, start getting this business out there. And just go support him, man. Like I said, support who supports you. That's what it's all about. And like I said, when I reached out to the OG, well, like he said, that's why I asked him to like to be called OG. When I reached out to the big homie, he reached back and he was like, I got you, young king, let's do it. So again, appreciate that. And appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Hey, until next time, salute.